Most Honda owners believe choosing engine oil is pretty straightforward. I mean, all you really need to do is follow the manual, use the recommended oil, and you're safe, right? But that assumption doesn't always hold up. And the reason wasn't the way it was used or driven, but the type of oil they were told to use. Most drivers don't overthink the type of engine oil they should use. And to be fair, they've been given no reason to. The manual simply specifies a grade, and service centers repeat it while dealerships reinforce it at every visit. So the assumption becomes simple. If the manufacturer recommends it, it must be the best possible choice. But that logic is built on a little bit of a misunderstanding, because manufacturers aren't focused on improving a single outcome. They're balancing multiple priorities like fuel efficiency, emissions compliance, and regulatory targets that vary across markets. And thinner oils like 0W20 play a very specific role in that balance, because they reduce internal friction, improve mileage, and help meet strict environmental standards. But what they don't always prioritize is long-term wear under every driving condition. So while the recommendation is technically correct, it still depends on your specific context that you should follow. And once you step outside ideal conditions into higher temperatures, heavier loads, and aggressive driving, the one-size-fits-all approach begins to lag behind. So if 0W20 is the official recommendation, why do most mechanics avoid it when it matters most? Well, to understand the difference between 0W20 and 5W30, we need to start by picturing what oil actually does inside our engine. Because it doesn't just lubricate, it is also creating a thin protective film between moving metal parts. Now, viscosity simply means how thick or thin that oil is. Let's compare this with liquids that we are familiar with. Water flows quickly and easily, but honey moves slower and sticks to surfaces when flowing. So in easy words, 0W20 is closer to water, and 5W30 is closer to a slightly thicker syrup. The 0W and 5W in their names refer to cold temperatures. That is, how easily the oil flows when you first start the engine. So for this one, 0W20 has the advantage. It moves faster, reaches critical parts quicker, and reduces wear during cold starts. But once the engine heats up, the second number becomes more important. At operating temperature, 0W20 stays relatively thin, whereas 5W30, on the other hand, maintains a thicker, more stable layer. And that thickness matters here because under heat and stress, on high speeds and long drives, this oil film is the only thing preventing metal from touching metal, which sounds awful. To move beyond theory and truly understand the concept, we also looked at real engines. Around 50 Honda engines across different models, which had mileages and were under driving conditions. Some were daily commuters with mostly city use. Others were on highway miles, higher loads, and more aggressive driving. But over time, a few patterns started to repeat. Engines that consistently ran on 0W20 often looked impressively clean internally. They had less sludge, fewer visible deposits, and smoother surfaces overall, which does make sense because thinner oil flows more easily, circulates faster, and helps carry away the contaminants. But when attention shifted to components like camshafts, bearings, and timing surfaces, we had totally opposite results. In several cases, there were early signs of wear. It's nothing catastrophic, but does suggest that under sustained heat and load, the thinner oil film wasn't always providing the same level of protection. Now compare that to engines running 5W30. They weren't always as visually clean. Some showed slightly more deposits over time, mostly because of the thicker oil moving a bit slower. But in the same high-stress zones, wear patterns were often less pronounced. The oil film held up better under pressure. And that's the choice you need to make, whether you want cleaner internals with lower viscosity or stronger protection where the engine needs it most. But the real difference wasn't visible at 50,000 miles. It became clear much later, as wear began to accumulate. To be fair, 0W20 isn't a bad oil. It just excels in the conditions it was designed for. Its biggest advantage shows up at cold start. Because it's thinner, it flows quickly through the engine the moment you turn the key, reaching critical components before friction has a chance to build up. That matters more than most people realize, because a significant portion of engine wear happens in those first few seconds after startup. It also improves fuel efficiency. With less internal resistance, the engine doesn't have to work as hard, which is why many manufacturers favor it, especially in modern designs. In everyday driving, short trips, the stop-and-go traffic we have today along with moderate speeds, 0W20 performs exactly as intended. It is also particularly well suited for colder climates, where thicker oils take longer to circulate, and for newer engines built with tighter tolerances. In those scenarios, it's efficient, responsive, and perfectly adequate. But here comes the con, because all of these advantages exist under relatively controlled conditions. Once you move beyond that to longer drives, higher temperatures, and sustained load, it is the same properties that make 0W20 efficient start to work against it. So yes, even the best performing 0W20 does have its limits. Its thinness, which is ideal for cold starts and short trips, can become a disadvantage under stress. When the engine heats up and the load increases into long highway drives, aggressive acceleration, or carrying heavy loads, the oil film thins out. That thin film is supposed to protect moving parts, but under sustained heat and pressure, it doesn't always hold up. Engines with high mileage in particular can show early signs of wear in bearings, camshafts, and other high-stress areas. Hot climates also add to the issue. Thinner oils are more prone to losing viscosity in extreme temperatures, meaning the protective layer between metal components can weaken. Even daily driving that occasionally involves highway bursts or heavy traffic can expose these limits over time. It's subtle at first. I mean, you have no warning lights or obvious symptoms, but the damage does accumulate silently. And hey, if you're into understanding how these small details can make a big difference to your engine's life, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And this isn't to say 0W20 is bad, it's just that it has different priorities. It has efficiency, low friction, and regulatory compliance. How much more can you ask from one? So this is also where 5W30 starts to completely change the outcome. When the engine is under stress, 5W30 starts to show why many mechanics prefer it. Its thicker oil film holds up under heat, maintaining a strong layer between moving parts. That extra protection reduces wear over time, especially in areas like bearings, camshafts, and valve trains, which are zones where 0W20 sometimes struggles. Engines running 5W30 also tend to operate more quietly. The thicker, stable film dampens vibrations, giving high-mileage cars a smoother feel. This isn't just theory. In hot climates, older engines, and vehicles with more than 100,000 miles on the clock, 5W30 consistently outperforms thinner alternatives. It's better for performance driving, long highway stretches, and even daily commutes that occasionally push the engine harder than usual. But not all engines automatically need 5W30, because using it indiscriminately can also have its own disadvantages. There are situations where 0W20 still makes more sense, and the transition isn't as simple as thicker is always better. And that's exactly why the wrong oil at the wrong time can quietly cost you a lot. By 50,000 miles, engines running 0W20 and 5W30 look surprisingly similar. Internal components appear clean, the oil flow is consistent, and wear is minimal. For most daily drivers, either choice seems sufficient at first glance. But by 100,000 miles, subtle differences start to emerge. In engines running 0W20, slight bearing wear and early piston ring scuffing become noticeable. Oil consumption begins to creep up in a few cases, and some stress components show small signs of fatigue. Engines running 5W30, on the other hand, generally maintain stronger protective films, the wear is less pronounced, and piston rings retain better sealing efficiency. The thicker oil preserves performance quietly over time. By 150,000 miles and beyond, the divergence is unmistakable. 0W20 engines often show visible bearing marks, higher oil consumption, and even early signs of component stress in high-load areas. 5W30 engines, while sometimes showing minor deposits due to slightly slower circulation, consistently demonstrate less wear and more durability in the zones that matter most. This long-term difference explains why some mechanics recommend switching oil grades as cars age or when usage patterns shift. So no, it's not about ignoring manufacturer recommendations, it's about tailoring protection to real-world conditions. Thin oils like 0W20 optimize efficiency early on, but under stress and over time, a slightly thicker option like 5W30 can dramatically extend the life of key engine components. So do you think you know which oil is best? Because there is one overlooked factor that flips the whole script. Because no matter the advantages, Honda's official recommendation of 0W20 isn't a joke. It's driven by regulatory and corporate priorities. One major factor is fuel economy. Governments around the world, including the US, enforce corporate average fuel economy, or the CAFE standards. Thinner oils like 0W20 reduce internal friction, helping engines meet these strict mileage targets. Every drop counts when the numbers are audited. Emissions are another important factor. Modern engines are designed to meet stringent limits on pollutants like NOx and hydrocarbons. Thinner oils circulate faster, maintain lower operating temperatures, and improve combustion efficiency, all of which help keep emissions in check. On top of that, corporate efficiency goals play a role. Lower viscosity oils improve engine responsiveness, reduce fuel consumption across fleets, and help manufacturers advertise better efficiency numbers, all without altering the engine design. But what's optimal for fuel economy, emissions, and corporate targets isn't always the same as what's best for your long-term engine longevity. Because as we saw earlier, only under controlled conditions of short trips, moderate temperatures, and newer engines does 0W20 deliver its excellent efficiency and performance. Yet when engines face heat, high mileage, or heavy load conditions, the thinner oil can thin out at critical points, slightly accelerating wear compared to a thicker alternative like 5W30. In other words, the recommendation is pretty much context specific. It's correct for efficiency and compliance, but doesn't automatically guarantee you the maximum engine life. Modern engines aren't built the same way older ones were. Many of today's Hondas feature extremely tight tolerances between moving parts. Pistons, bearings, and camshafts sit closer together than ever, which reduces internal friction and improves efficiency, but also changes how oil behaves under stress. Oil pumps are designed to handle specific viscosities. A thinner oil like 0W20 flows easily through high-pressure channels, ensuring that every corner of the engine gets lubrication immediately. In contrast, thicker oils move slower but maintain a more robust film under heat and load, which some engines actually benefit from. Variable valve timing systems add another layer of complexity. These components rely on precise hydraulic pressure to operate correctly. If the oil is too thick or too thin for the system's design, it can affect timing response, efficiency, and even the long-term durability. The final lesson is that the engine design dictates which oil performs best. Some modern engines with tight tolerances, advanced pumps, and sensitive variable valve timing are pretty much built for thinner oils like 0W20. They rely on it for efficiency, emissions, and proper operation. Other engines, especially older, those with high mileage or heavily stressed models, can tolerate or even benefit from slightly thicker oils like 5W30. In these cases, the thicker film provides extra protection where it counts most. Ultimately, the best oil is contextual. Knowing your engine's design, your driving conditions, and your ideal goals is what determines which oil is the best for you. Now let's discuss the timing, because when should you consider switching oils, and when is it better to stick with what Honda recommends? It's pretty simple, so listen up. Switch to 5W30 if your engine has high mileage. Think 100,000 miles and above, your oil consumption is increasing, or you're topping up more frequently than usual. Also, if you live in a hot climate where engine temperatures are higher. Also, look out for conditions like frequently driving under heavy load, like long highway trips, aggressive acceleration, or carrying extra weight. Because in these situations, the thicker oil provides a stronger protective film, reducing wear on bearings, pistons, and camshafts, especially in high stress zones. And you can stay with 0W20 if you have a new engine with tight tolerances, your warranty is active, and Honda specifies 0W20 to maintain compliance. Also, if your daily driving is mostly city traffic or short commutes. Keep the same oil if you live in colder climates, where rapid cold start lubrication is crucial. In these scenarios, 0W20 flows quickly, improves fuel efficiency, and ensures proper operation of modern variable valve timing and hydraulic systems. Ultimately, there's no best oil. It's about matching your oil to your engine's design, your driving habits, and your climate. Mechanics see engines in the real world, day in and day out. So many of them don't just blindly follow the manufacturer's manual. They adjust their oil choice based on the engine's condition, mileage, and how it's actually driven. You have an engine with more miles? Then you need thicker oil like 5W30 to protect critical components under heat and stress. If the engine is mostly on short city trips or in cold climates, then the mechanics may stick with 0W20 for quick circulation and efficiency. And don't worry, it's not like you're doing something sneaky. It's all just practical observation. Manuals are written for ideal conditions, but in reality, engines experience wear, temperature swings, and driving habits that manuals can't fully account for. And it is by observing these patterns over hundreds of thousands of miles that mechanics learn which oils help engines last longer and which may accelerate wear under certain conditions. And this brings us to the biggest doubt we have after all of this information. If even professionals don't always follow the manual, what should we do? The thing is that there's no universal best oil for every Honda engine. The right choice depends on multiple factors like engine age, usage, and the environment. New engines with tight tolerances often benefit from thinner oils like 0W20, while high-mileage engines can gain extra protection from 5W30. If you have frequent short city trips, then quick-flowing oils are better, but for heavy highway loads and aggressive driving, you need stronger protection. Cold climates would favor fast-flowing oils, while hot climates put more stress on thinner oils. So in the end, all you should do is match your oil to your engine's condition, driving habits, and climate instead of just the manual. But what do you think? What oil would you choose for your Honda? And if you have any unique Honda stories or experiences to share, drop them in the comments below. And if this video helped you think differently about how you save money with your vehicle, hit that subscribe button.